There we go. I'm just giving people time to join the meeting. Welcome, everyone. And, okay, I think video can actually see me. Cool. I'm waiting for whatever technical difficulty is going to occur. Right now. Okay, well, I'm just going to launch into it. People will join as they join. Thank you all for coming to the community meeting. Hello YouTube chat as well. Okay, everyone can see and hear me. We're good. So, this month's community meeting, we have just a quick little update and a quick pre-submitted question, and then we can jump into any questions you guys have. As for those watching the stream, because the server is not up at the moment, I'm just chilling in a single player world. So no, we're not on 1.20. I just like how the cherry blossoms look. And I thought it would be, you know, more entertaining than me just staring at like a picture of something. So no, the picture is not actually Vox, but since the server is down at the moment, I needed to put something on the screen for you all. I am going to open the meeting questions channel a little bit early, just because we don't have too much to go over, and that way you guys can type any questions you have if you want to early. I will possibly be going slow depending on how many questions we have, because I have only one person helping with notes this meeting, so we're going to go a little slower, which I'm sure no one will mind if I talk a little slower. Okay, but Copper gives me problems when I log into it, so I don't log into it that much. Alright, so first up, again, thank you guys for coming. We're also currently live on YouTube. Link is in the Discord, or if you're watching on the YouTube, clearly you've already found it. As always, Netherite is pretty much always going to be in flux, hence the updates that we're working on right now. It's been down for maintenance for well, since last night, and will likely still be down for maintenance through Monday, possibly slightly longer. We will notify everyone when it is back up. So if you have been trying to connect and don't understand why you can't, it is currently down, and please stop trying to connect. We will send out an announcement in the Discord when it is back up. The maintenance itself, several reasons, general maintenance and things of that nature, but also we will be refreshing the resource world, which is something that we have said that we planned to do every few months. It's been a little bit longer than initially planned, but there's really was no reason to necessarily rush a refresh of the resource world right away. So we hope you guys enjoyed exploring that version of the resource world, and we look forward to seeing you all explore again and dig up all of it. Also, if Fred digs a giant channel around the spawn again, I may yell at him. So, that covers that. And other than that, I don't really have any major updates for you at this moment. So we're going to jump right into the pre-submitted question, and then if anybody has any questions, please feel free to drop them in the meeting questions channel in the Discord, because that is now open. So our pre-submitted question was, happy 1 year of Netherite being open. Any plans for celebrating or just a happy anniversary? So, happy anniversary, yes. So basically on the 1st is what we're considering the anniversary of Netherite. So it's been a whole year, and we are so grateful and happy that we've had this whole year with everyone on Netherite, and we hope everyone's been enjoying themselves. We do plan to have a new version of those server collectibles that we released when we closed the server. We kind of made new versions of them, as well as one for Netherite to celebrate the birthday. So those are something you guys can look forward to. Cute little fun collectibles. And as for anything else, you'll have to, wait and see. I can't. They're the collectibles, okay? Enjoy your collectibles. The collectibles are really cute. I'm very proud of them. I may be biased because I'm the one who made them, though. Just to be fair. I made both versions of them, so I'm a little biased on that. It may, in fact, be a short meeting, and that's totally fine. It's been kind of a busy time the last month or two, just in general, for just about everybody, staff included. And I feel like a lot of the players as well, you guys have had lots of stuff. It's also summer, people go on vacation, etc. So I'm not surprised. But yeah, so does anyone have any questions? Please drop them in the meeting questions channel. I am not jealous of you playing Portal. I will also say, like, if nobody has seen the announcements, or if you haven't heard, we did re-release, we did update the custom elytras. So there are traders in the guild hall. If you have a custom elytra that's an old version with a flourish that doesn't work, you can trade it in for a new version of it that should function. If for some reason it will not trade in, please just submit a ticket and leave it in your inventory or your ender chest. So that's something you guys can look forward to if you haven't heard of him already. Nice pretty elytras again. I'm waiting. There's some typing going on. We're waiting. We're just chilling. Those of you on stream can enjoy the fact that I turned my particles on to view the cherry blossom things, and I'm going to forget to do it. So I'm gonna log on to Vox when it's back, and it's just gonna my computer's not gonna be happy with me. But, I am trying to think of something else to say. I mean, if someone asks a really good question and the meeting ends up longer, like, I'm okay with that, but I am also trying to keep my answers, not walls of text length because I know that that tends to make people zone out. We're just chilling. It's okay. Again, with it being, summertime and people being busy, I'm not surprised that there hasn't been as many questions. Also, with the introduction of copper, a lot of people have been getting to see the testing happening right in front of them and been able to be involved in the testing right then and there. So a lot of people's questions about, like, when is this coming, how is this being developed, etc., tends to that makes sense that those questions would tend to fade away a little bit because you guys are getting to actually see the development process. So okay, question. With the new fishing rework, will we be getting new fisherman villager trades? I believe there have already been traders for the new fish stuff downtown or on Copper. So yes. We've had them already being tested with Copper alongside the fishing rework, so. As for if there will be anything else that hasn't been seen yet, that's kind of like all of these things we could easily probably add more things to down the line, but whether we do that anytime soon is a different matter entirely. So long and short, currently you guys have seen them. If we make additions to them, we might, but there's no set amount, timeline, etc. for any of that. Oh, vanilla fisherman villagers? Well, if we edit them, they're no longer vanilla. So they'd be custom traders at that point. So no, there won't be any there won't be any edits to vanilla fishermen because that's editing them would be making them not vanilla. The vanilla villagers basically are meant to work within normal Minecraft. We have to basically add. They'd become custom if we added anything to them. But that's why we have the custom villagers to deal with the custom fish, and vanilla villagers will still handle regular fish. Vanilla fish will still be obtainable. So. Okay. Next question. I see they're kind of the two questions you PK wrote are kind of together, but I'll answer them separately anyway. So, question one: will we see the return of all older sentients, or will some be excluded from the new system? Honestly, we're not entirely sure if we're going to be remaking them all at this point in time. It's going to take time to remake the ones that we would like to in general. So, as for whether or not we get to all of them or whether we decide to bring out new ones instead, still a little bit up for discussion at this point. I know for a fact Styx was being tested on Copper. I'm not sure of the other ones, so like Styx definitely is going to be back. as long as nothing catastrophic goes wrong with testing. Anything that I say should be back is always like subject to if nothing catastrophic breaks things. Just as a note, because catastrophic breaking is something we cannot predict. I think ideally we'd like to bring back stones, because sticks and stones were like together as a set, and we have discussed bringing some of them back, but I'm not sure if all of them will be coming back in various forms either. But there may also be newer ones that do similar things as to older ones, and we give them a little bit of a refresh. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that we can do, provided, the testing for everything works out. So there's a whole range of options of what can possibly be done. So, I am giving... Okay, there we go. I'm giving Burb a minute. Thank you, Burb, for taking notes. So, the next question, actually, both of you asked the same thing, essentially, so I'm just going to answer both of you together. So, the question being, with the new sentient system we've seen on Copper, will we be able to dual-wield weapons and have them affect our attacks, or is this strictly a main hand thing? Also, with this, will Soul Rip be reinstated? And then the second version of the question is about, will Soul Rip be implemented or not? So, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible for them to be dual-wielded with the new version of our system. If they are, and we could implement something like Soul Rip, I believe we probably would, because you're not really meant to wield things that powerful like dual wield. Like, the whole point behind sentience and all of that, sentience and like legendaries and stuff was that they were really powerful, so you weren't really intended to be stacking them to make yourself more powerful like that, and that is why Soul Rip was a thing. So I believe, whether or not we can re-implement Soul Rip, I believe that they should probably not be intended to be dual wielded anyway. But technically, I can't say for certain whether we would actually be able to re-implement like Soul Rip or anything similar, as that was a completely custom thing to the best of my recollection. So that was the long answer. The short answer is probably not intended to be dual wielded, and we'll have to see about the other things. To be fair, dual wielding a tool is different than dual wielding a weapon, in my opinion, also. I honestly hate using my offhand because I almost always like click the wrong thing and then it doesn't work, and then I get frustrated, and then I'm like, well, PK, exotics are a completely different beast and creature, and at this point we're focusing on sentience. But yeah, exotics were also a completely custom thing and a completely different beast. You are correct that Rock in a Hard Place was made to allow it to be done. So there was a degree to which we were willing to allow it, but it's all a process of development, and we kind of have to take it steps at a time. So... question. Will we be seeing the drop of copper fishing on netherite soon? Eventually, the fishing will be on netherite. I cannot tell you when. within reason, the things we've been testing on Copper are intended to go on live when they are ready. So everything is kind of going to have its own timeline too, and we don't necessarily have exact set timelines because testing is also sometimes things will take longer than you expect them to. Sometimes things will go faster than you expect them to. I know you're very excited for fishing because I think you were doing the most fishing aside from, I think, Skies. So I understand you asking. But it will go to Netherite when it is ready. Why is it raining? Why does it always rain in my single player worlds? I think in the future, it might be good to actually limit the time that we have for the meetings, because the VODs get really long when we go for a long while. I mean, unless we have actual important updates to discuss, it might be a good idea to, like, I don't know, say an hour, that's it. Because people can always ask questions later. Currently, yeah, I've only been live for 25 minutes. I'm giving people a chance because I know slow mode is on the meeting questions thing. But I'm going to give it a couple minutes. If nobody else has any questions, we might just, end early. I'm okay with that. I have a busy couple of days IRL the next couple of days. And I'm already tired before any of it's even happened. I know usually during these meetings, at least one person asks, how's staff doing? So, everyone's been busy or crazed lately. So, we always appreciate you guys asking. Staff's okay. We're crazy. We're about as crazy as usual. So. All right. I said as crazy as usual. If you're not crazy, therefore you're the same level of crazy. I'm nuts. I'm absolutely nuts right now. I went to a convention and I didn't relax till afterwards, actually, and then I completely just went nuts. So I was crazy once. Oh, that meme will never die, will it? I'm literally sitting here trying to think if there's anything else to go over with you guys, but other than, basically I mean, I was gonna remind people about, like, pick up the Vox box if you want to grab it before, but, like, the server's down, so it would be problematic. I think because the server's been down for this, like, last weekend, we might be able to leave July's up for a couple extra days on the store. because you guys didn't get a chance to like pick it back up. So I think that's probably something we can do. But yeah. Okay, question. What's August Voxbox theme? You guys will find out on Tuesday or Wednesday. Depends on how long the updates take. I personally really like the new theme for the Voxbox though. I'm a little biased, but to be fair, my favorite one this year has to have been June's. Followed closely by February, which was the space theme. Question. How's the new item crate types? So I believe those were released on Copper for testing so far. I hope that they're doing well, because we were really excited to possibly be able to bring crates back. As long as testing goes well, they should eventually make their way over to Netherite as well. So, looking forward to that. But yeah, we're looking forward to the return of crates, because I know that's something a lot of people have been asking about and wanting. So hopefully those will be ready soon. Question? No, it's been mentioned before, but export soon TM, LOL. Soon TM is pretty much the only answer I have for you. So you already answered your own question there. It is something we want to do, and it is something that will be in progress at some point, but I have no dates and no information for you at this point. The answer is the same that it's been for most meetings: re-export. I do intend for an export rework to hopefully also involve the import section, since they are together, so we'll see what happens. But currently, soon TM is the best answer I have for you, because it's our focus has been on more of the things that we've been testing on Copper, like the RPG elements first, and the fishing. Yeah, Sajin also just mentioned in voice chat, for anyone not seeing it, that the reason for the maintenance is a lot of the plugins had like a bunch of updates, so it's just taking a while. It'll take a bit, and it's stuff we have to do, to get things done. So we try to make sure that it happens when we can, but sometimes it just means the server's going to be down a couple of days while we get stuff done. So okay, so we have 2 more questions. Cool. Giving Burb a second. Because Burb is taking notes today, and she is very awesome. But I know it takes some time. Question. Will there be any events this year? Maybe Harvest. So, we would like to do events. Whether or not they're ready is going to be kind of what determines whether or not we can do them. Generally, the schedule of events that usually happen on Vox Harvest would be the next one, and obviously, if we can do it, we'd love to do it. I'm not going to like promise that we're going to do it. I can say that we're interested in trying to do it, but I don't want to like commit that we're going to do it and then we aren't able to pull it off. Now, we were able to do it last year, so there's a good chance, but the plugin we used last year to do it also is one that didn't work out. So basically, at this point, you're just going to have to wait and see if it is something we're capable of doing. We'd like to. That's the best I can give you, is we'd like to if we can get it together in time and it actually works. Because that's the number one thing. If it doesn't work, it's not going to be fun for anybody. But we do have ideas of how to get it to work, and we'd like to do that. Some of the other events, things like Halloween, kind of requires like a complete redo. So like Halloween might not be in the cards this year, and as for like other ones, I can't speculate yet. We have some more time to pull other ones off, so we'll have to wait and see. But like, if we have one, it'll probably be Harvest. Anything other than that is kind of really up in the air at the moment, so. Question. Saw a mod recently where you can control a group of villagers and have them mine/build in a specific area selected. Would that be something we can do on Vox? So mods work differently than plugins, which I know Jin was explaining in the voice text, but I'm going to say it out loud for the meeting too. So mods are not something Vox uses. We use plugins. Part of the reason for that is like mods generally means that people have to download like mod packs and things like that, and plugins are like on the server side of things, not on the client side, so it takes the burden off of a player, like having to download a mod pack, which is something that was very important to Zombie, because he wanted Vox to be very accessible to everyone, that you didn't have to have like a super beefy computer to run all the mods that we might put on, and etc., etc. So like, mods generally aren't something that we can do if they're things that need to be run on the server side of things. Client side mods, you know, like Optifine and Minimaps, those things are things that work, but stuff that basically changes how the base game functions likely won't work unless there's a plug-in version of it. Now, if there was a plug-in version of it, I'm not sure we would do something like that either. My concern, honestly, is that it would cause a lot of lag because some people have way too many villagers. But it's an interesting concept, but I don't think it would function. I'm not even sure something like that would be easy to implement either, so, but okay. Question. Will armor sets work if they are from different event years? Usually every year during an event, the year is placed on the item somewhere. Can we mix or match? Or will that be going away so we can just pick up where we left off if we miss something? So, I believe we were also trying to do it last year as well, but we have been trying to leave years off of items for Vox, like gear and things like that for events, because of the fact that it really just makes it like it's kind of a pain to just change year, like every year, because then you have to have a new version of the item every single year, and it's almost like there's almost like not a real good point to it current with the way Vox is currently. But old sets versus anything new that we put out are likely not going to function together, because old sets were built with the old socket system, and now that we have like the new kind of custom enchant things that may be making their way onto items, those are not going to function together. As for mixing and matching with like new sets, I think that will work. I'm not sure if there are like going to be any sort of like set bonus to different things that might not function, but like the actual like custom enchantments I believe should still function if you have different pieces that have different things on them. However, basically most of the old armor sets aren't going to work. The old Harvest Year was actually made in a completely different plugin from anything else that we've had on Vox, and that was the plugin that like got removed, and it was the one that caused the issue with the Voxbox Santa boots, etc., etc. So the old Harvest stuff really won't work in general. A lot of the old armor sets don't function beyond their enchantments, because the sockets don't function. And they also use the old plugins that we no longer are using to do like set bonuses and stuff like that. So mixing and matching with like old sets really isn't going to do anything for you. Mixing and matching with some of the newer sets is kind of probable, but if they have any sort of like bonus to wearing all of them, obviously you won't get the bonus if you're not wearing the whole set. So regarding events, we will probably, when we're doing them again, we will probably be leaving the years off of things, so it's not like a constant, you have to get a new set every year if you're that kind of collector. You can get a new set every year, but they won't look any different. Personally, I would also like to see us be able to like add more stuff to the events every year, so that it's not quite as stale, because let's be honest, for the older players, some of the events have gotten a little stale. So like it would be cool if we can kind of shake them up a little bit too, but that's also something that's not a guarantee. That's just me spouting visor ideas at you. I like when I give people ideas, because usually I say something even as a joke and it becomes an idea. So like if you guys end up with like suggestions for stuff, you know where to post them. Yeah. Okay. If there are no more questions, I think this might be a good place to leave off at this point. Okay, I see Navy is typing again. I'll give you another moment or two. If anybody else has any last questions, get them in, write them down now, and Will all the stuff in the Copper World downtown resource spawn be added to the Netherite resource world or downtown? I assume you mean like the traders and such, like for the fishing and all of that. Honestly, not sure where we're planning to put them at the moment. That's probably something that we'll have to sort out, obviously, before we do it. When they get put, you guys will probably get... When they do get brought to Netherite, I can't imagine we wouldn't, like, you know, tell you guys where to find them. So that shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's possible that we'll just put them in the resource world spawn, you know, encourage people to use the resource world. Especially because some of the things, like, there's fish specifically found in the resource world, stuff like that, like you guys have already experienced on Copper, so we'll see where we put them. Honestly, there's plenty of room downtown to put stuff, though, like actual downtown spawn too, so I can't really say where we'll be putting them at this point in time, but we got plenty of space, so they'll be there somewhere. So, I think this is a good place to end it off on. As always, if you guys have further questions, you can always ask or message a staff member with them, or if they're not urgent, you can always wait till next month's meeting. But I want to thank you guys, as always, for coming to the community meeting. We have our usual, you know, our usual little end of meeting things about, you know, make suggestions on the Reddit, apply for staff, etc. If anybody is currently interested in a potential staff position, we did actually also post something, a little, sorry, in the staff ranks channel, where you can see the list of what the ranks do. We have also posted a little currently seeking, because we usually get asked that every time, as to what we're currently the most interested in. That does not mean that you can only apply for those positions, but currently what we're interested in is community managers, especially if anyone has any experience managing social media content or things like YouTube, TikTok, etc. So like experience in those areas is also a plus. We would like to start doing more of those kind of things. We're also interested specifically in artists with any talent for resource pack textures, advertisements, social media type posts, pictures, and things like that, etc. Game mechanics experience is absolutely necessary. If you have any experience working with like plugins and such, that would be more well useful, and experienced developers as well. So like if you have any interest in those particular things, take a look. If you have interest in any other staff positions, also feel free to take a look. You can apply here in the Discord, in the staff applications forum, or on the Reddit. Either is fine. As for any suggestions, feel free to drop those to our Reddit. We are looking into other options besides Reddit for suggestions, but for the moment that is the easiest place for us to see them, so don't hesitate to drop your suggestions for things. And also don't feel free to check out our YouTube, where this meeting was streamed. And thank you guys for coming. And oh, forgot one thing. If you are able and interested in picking yourself up some fun custom items or things for the server, please don't hesitate to check out our e-store at shop.voxmc.org and pick yourself up something, a mystery package item, or some the little Jean dragon pet. Like we've got a bunch of fun stuff on there. Hopefully we'll continue to put fun stuff up there that you guys will like to pick up. But if you do have the ability to help us monetarily, then we absolutely appreciate it. And if you don't, that is also perfectly fine. So thank you guys for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And again, we will ping everyone when the server is back up. Please stop trying to spam join it. It will be up when it's up. Love you all, and have a wonderful weekend. And YouTube, you have a wonderful weekend too, okay? Bye-bye. Oops, that's the wrong card. There we go.